Hello everyone, so today we're going to be making these adorable little ghost tassels. I'm making these to go on my Cromwell blanket, and I do have that pattern linked down below if you want to check it out. It's also on my Instagram. My handle is @pinkstonethreads with an underscore in between each word. So let's get started. So today you're going to need a book of some sort. I'm using my Becoming journal by Michelle Obama. This isn't necessary, but highly recommended. So I'll be using this journal to wrap my yarn around today. And for yarn, I am just using Red Heart Super Saver in white. You can use really any white yarn you would like. If you do use a smaller yarn, you're going to have to wrap it around quite a few more times than with this larger yarn. And if you do even use a larger yarn than this one, then you will wrap it around less. Alright, while I'm wrapping it around, I'm just going to keep my thumb on this little end here, and I'm going to wrap around 50 times. Alright, now I have 50. I am just going to kind of shimmy this down the book, but I do want to keep this shape, so go carefully and gently. Alright, and did get a little bit messed up there, but you're just going to kind of keep it in this wrap shape. And go ahead and cut off your yarn. Alright, next you're going to cut an extra piece of yarn. It doesn't need to be too long, maybe 1 or 2 feet, just to give you some extra. Because this will be the end that you can sew onto your project. So you'll just weave it into one side and then really tightly tie that down. I'm just going to use a knot. If you want to tie it a few times, you can feel free to do that as well to keep it really secure. So we have it tied on one side, and I'm just going to kind of detangle my yarn a little bit, grasp it, and cut where my fingers are at there. Alright, so now we've got kind of this little loop. Make sure this is nice and in the center here of my cut. Alright, and then you're just going to kind of comb it out. Make sure to keep your top separate from the rest of it. And comb it out. This yarn is much more curly than the other yarn, so because I pulled from the middle on this one, so I am gonna have to steam that out. It looks like, or maybe we'll just have a curly-haired ghost. Who knows? All right, so now that I have that mostly combed out, we're gonna get another scrap yarn piece here. And I do want to leave the head kind of a bit longer, like with this other ghost, just to give it a nice sizable head. So I would say mine is closer to probably the 2-inch mark. And you're just going to tie it, give it a nice collar, and make sure all those threads up top are nice and even, and will give you a nice tight head. And again, tie tightly. I'm just going to do one knot. And then you can either leave that down and just have the one loop, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around a few times. And then you can use an embroidery needle for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this hook I have. Just to get that through the collar and hang down on the other side. Awesome. So we can see our ghost taking shape here. So we're gonna keep combing it out a little bit. All right, just comb them out here. And then kind of like you were cutting hair, you're just gonna cut out all of the uneven strands there at the end. Helps if you have really sharp scissors, but if you don't, suffer through it, just like me. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I think I will block this one or steam it really quickly after I put it on my blanket, and just I'll get any other extra ends there. And then to add the face, the fun part. So on these other two ones, I did some different faces here. I did kind of like a cheery, cutesy little polka dot eye here with a little white spot in the middle and a little smile, and then we have a sleepy ghost over here. This is probably the easiest one, so I think I'll go with the sleepy ghost again because it's just so cute and really easy to do. But you can definitely play with it however you would like and come up with some cute faces. You could definitely use buttons for eyes. There's a lot of cool creative things you can do with that. So I'm just going to be using some black embroidery thread here. You don't need too much of it, but you do want to leave enough to be able to make the whole face. And I'm just going to get this through my needle. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. And we are going to just double up the thread here and tie a knot at the bottom. Make sure our ends are even so we're not wasting any yarn. Or thread, my bad. Alright, what's the difference really? It's just thicker or thinner, you know. They're pretty much the same. So I'm gonna do doesn't have to be a big knot. I just want to make sure mine's pretty secure since I have some crazy cats who like to tear things out. So, alright, we're gonna go ahead and find the side of our tassel that we like the least. This side's pretty even, so I think I will go through this back side here. And you're just gonna kind of separate the yarn and find some loops right in the middle there. Maybe 2 loops to go under, and you're just going to split your thread loop, and that creates a really secure attachment, and you can hide it later. So we've got our attachment in back, so I'm just going to poke my needle out to the front left so I can start on that left eye. Alright, and for this sleepy face, we're just gonna create 3 simple, easy lines for the eyes. So my yarn came out here, I'm just poking it in there and poking it out towards where I want that right eye to be. And you don't want to pull too hard here because you do want your if you pull too hard, your yarn will kind of hide back into the ghost's face. So you want to keep a nice, loose, easy tension here. And then figure out where I want my other eye to end and point it out towards where I want the mouth. Nice, easy tension. Pinch it a little bit just to see what that final face is gonna look like. And then I do kind of like a crooked smile, so I'm gonna go a little bit out this way a bit more and just poke towards the back. And that's it. Oh, that's so cute. Such a big smile. That's a happy ghost for sure. A very happy ghost. So I'm definitely happy with this face, but if you decide things aren't looking quite right, you can definitely adjust it a little bit. Oh, that's so cute. Adding a face to things just makes them about a million times cuter, I think. So, so happy with that face, but you can definitely pull it out and change things as much as you would like. But that's so cute. All right. And in back, we're just gonna cut our needle free. And you wanna loosely tie this so you're not pulling on that mouth. So I'm gonna make a knot with my beginning yarn and my ending yarn, or thread, oh my goodness. You can tell how often I knit and crochet and how often I sew. Alright, so just a nice double knot there. And we're just going to clip both of these ends. Not too short because you don't want that knot to come undone, but short enough where you can hide it in the center, and you're just going to kind of poke it down in there. Not too far because you don't want it coming out the front. And then you're just going to kind of pinch and adjust your yarn so that it's hidden in the middle there. And it doesn't have to be perfectly hidden. So there you go. And we have a sweet little sleepy ghost. So I'll make another one and I'll show you my final ghosts. Alright, and here I have all of my finished tassels. This is the last one I made, kind of with a little bit of a cute grumpy face, but so I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think these would be so cool to have as a garland, a little Halloween garland. Let me fix that eye a little bit. And I think it would be super cute to take some scrap fabric pieces and give them little collars. I might have to do that after I add these to my blanket. I might have to make a cute little ghosty garland, but here's this for you, and I'll go ahead and show you guys how they look all steamed and sewn onto the Cromwell blanket. Alright, I've sewn them on, and here's my completed blanket here. I just gave it a quick steam black with my Conair. I might do some more extensive blacking later, but I'm pretty happy with where it is right now. And generally with acrylic yarns like this, I just don't find it's necessary to do a whole big blocking, but the steamer definitely helped out our curly haired friend. So this one matches a lot more now. And I might have to give him a little bit of a haircut later, but overall really happy, and I'll show you what it looks like on the couch. Here is this gorgeous blanket on the couch. I seriously could not be happier with this. It turned out so well. I'm so happy with it. But here's one of our little ghosties. I did end up sewing their collar onto the blanket as well, just to make sure that their faces stay outwards and give them a bit more stability since it is a blanket. But I'm so happy with this. And if you guys do want to check out this little pumpkin stitch border, I do have a tutorial for that as well. And thank you so much for watching. Have a ghosty time.